Welcome to the Past Uncovered channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Two cousins of the British royal family, born with developmental challenges, were hidden from the public eye for decades. Their story only surfaced years later, unveiling deeply guarded secrets about the royal family and the lengths taken to keep such realities away from the spotlight. In a deeply emotional moment, a Korean mother embraces her son, who escaped from a North Korean prisoner of war camp. This reunion stands as a powerful symbol of the pain and separation inflicted by the Korean War, a conflict that tore apart families and left scars still felt today. The aftermath of the 1906 San Francisco earthquake reveals a city laid to ruin. Fires raged through the streets, reducing neighborhoods to ash and leaving thousands homeless. This disaster remains one of the most devastating in American history, marking a turning point in urban resilience and recovery. On a dusty road in 1981, a mechanic tends to a Zaz 965 car, emblematic of Soviet engineering, known for its rugged durability. Despite their strength, these vehicles often required makeshift repairs, a testament to life's resourcefulness under difficult conditions. The Apollo 1 crew Gus Grissom, Ed White and Roger Chaffee are captured here in a rare moment of calm during training in 1966. Their mission was set to push the boundaries of space exploration, but tragedy struck during a ground test, claiming their lives and prompting sweeping reforms that would make future spaceflight safer. In 1899, Nikola Tesla's Colorado Springs laboratory buzzed with electricity as he conducted groundbreaking experiments. The spectacular electrical displays he produced marked a revolution in energy transmission, laying foundations for the modern world's power systems. Dave Kuntz's incredible journey began in 1970, as he set out to walk around the world. Over 14,500 miles and 21 pairs of shoes later, his perseverance through hostile terrains and harsh climates became a milestone in human endurance and exploration. During World War II, Polish soldiers found comfort in an unlikely companion, a bear named Whitty, raised on condensed milk and even enjoying cigarettes and morning coffee. Whitty was so valued that he was promoted to corporal for his role in assisting with ammunition transport during the fierce Battle of Monte Cassino. His story became legendary, a blend of camaraderie and wartime surrealism. The construction of the Panama Canal in 1913 was a monumental engineering feat that forever changed global trade. Connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, the canal reshaped maritime routes and accelerated the pace of international commerce. High above the South Atlantic in 1934, crew members risked their lives repairing the Graf Zeppelin airship mid-flight after storm damage. Their daring work, thousands of feet in the air, highlighted the bravery and skill required in the early days of air travel. In Turkey, during the construction of a hotel in Antakya, workers uncovered the world's largest ancient mosaic, dating back to the late Roman period in the 4th century. This masterpiece reflects the grandeur and artistic achievement of a bygone era. The Great Flood of Paris in 1910 saw the Seine River overflow its banks, transforming streets and landmarks into waterways. Boats replaced cars and pedestrians, as the city struggled to cope with one of its most severe natural disasters. In 1940, Harlem residents gathered in front of a shop to listen to the radio, a lifeline to the world beyond their neighborhood. This device became the main source of news and entertainment, connecting communities through live broadcasts that shaped public consciousness. The energy of the 1940s is perfectly captured in a couple's swinging dance. Full of vibrant rhythm and acrobatic flair, swing became one of the era's most beloved social dances, symbolizing both joy and resilience amid a turbulent time. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill is photographed in 1940 holding a Thompson submachine gun and smoking a cigar. This striking image conveys his defiant spirit and determination to lead Britain through the darkest days of World War II. One of the most iconic images in American history shows construction workers taking lunch breaks perched high above the streets on the unfinished Empire State Building. Captured by photographer Charles C. Ebbets on September 20, 1932, it reveals the courage and risk faced daily by those who built America's skyline. On New Year's Eve 1985, a Soviet family watched US President Ronald Reagan's televised message, a rare glimpse of hope during the Cold War. This moment symbolized a subtle thaw in tensions and the possibility of dialogue between two superpowers. Known for his quick wit and boundless energy, Robin Williams is seen dressed as a cheerleader in 1980, participating in sporting events with his unforgettable humor and antics that would make him a beloved figure for decades. A quaint house sits directly beneath the towering Statue of Liberty in 1930, illustrating the monument's place not just as a symbol of freedom, but as part of the everyday lives of New York residents. A young woman poses confidently in classic 1920s flapper attire, embodying a cultural shift as women embraced modernity and independence. The flapper movement defied social norms, ushering in a new era of style and freedom. A child's joyful smile lights up as he receives a new pair of shoes at an Austrian orphanage in 1946. In the difficult post-war years, small gestures like this brought hope and comfort to countless children recovering from hardship. The Kimberley diamond mine in South Africa, 1872. After the discovery of an 83-carat diamond, fortune seekers flooded the region. The rush led to over 800 land claims, transforming the area into a bustling centre of wealth and conflict. Scottish racing legend Jackie Stewart, three-time Formula One champion, is seen wearing a Nikon camera mounted on his helmet during the 1966 Monaco Grand Prix. This early innovation gave fans a driver's eye view of the race, revolutionizing motorsports broadcasting. In 1946, children in Austria found happiness amid the ruins, their smiles a testament to resilience after the devastation of World War II. The image captures innocence and the promise of a brighter future despite the hardships they endured. The Panama Canal's construction crews labored tirelessly in 1913, connecting oceans and continents. Their achievement remains one of the greatest engineering feats, shaping the flow of global commerce for over a century. A German soldier, a Soviet soldier, and a Finnish soldier share a moment discussing photography in Finland during 1941. This unusual scene of camaraderie highlights shared human interests even amidst the harsh realities of wartime. At a dairy school in Canada in 1927, students practiced milking techniques using cow mannequins, reflecting early agricultural education before mechanization transformed farming. This image captures a snapshot of hands-on learning in a simpler time. In 1958, a boy hugs an elephant's trunk at the London Zoo, a moment of innocence and friendship between human and animal. The image reminds us of the timeless bond shared across species, even within the walls of an urban zoo. The Soviet family gathered around their radio on December 31, 1985, tuning into a rare broadcast of US President Ronald Reagan's New Year message. This moment marked a subtle step toward easing Cold War tensions. The Panama Canal workers' efforts in the early 20th century opened a new chapter in maritime history, connecting the world's oceans and changing the face of global trade forever. In 1937, visitors at Moscow's Gorki Park experienced the thrilling Flying People ride, featuring swings with 180-degree arch flights. This rare glimpse of Soviet-era amusement captures a moment of joy amid the era's political constraints. The iconic photograph of construction workers perched fearlessly on steel beams high above New York City captures the daring spirit of those who built America's skyline during the Great Depression. A couple dances energetically to swing music in the 1940s, embodying the era's spirit of joy and resilience despite the challenges of wartime and social upheaval. A family enjoying a summer drive in a Fiat 500 in 1967, Italy reflects the newfound mobility and simplicity of family vacations during the post-war economic boom. In 1930, a worker dangled from a crane during the construction of the Empire State Building. His fearless efforts helped shape one of the most iconic symbols of New York and American ambition. A man in the 1910s holds a small donkey on his lap, a rare display of affection for animals during a time when photography was formal and posed. The image reflects a softer, more personal side of life, often lost to history. Women delivering heavy blocks of ice in 1918 carried out essential services before refrigerators became widespread. Their strength and endurance highlight the often overlooked contributions of women during trying times. The world's largest ancient mosaic was discovered during hotel construction in Antakya, Turkey. Dating back to the late Roman era, the intricate artwork showcases the artistic brilliance of antiquity. A child's excitement upon receiving new shoes in 1946 Austria reveals how simple acts of kindness can bring light to dark times, symbolizing hope in the aftermath of war. Men in Harlem gathered in 1940 to listen to the radio, a device that brought the world into their neighborhood and connected diverse communities through shared news and entertainment. The emotional embrace between a mother and son reunited after escaping a North Korean POW camp echoes the deep wounds of war and the unbreakable bonds of family. A mechanic repairs a ZAZ 96-5 car on a rural Soviet road in 1981. These vehicles, built for durability, often required makeshift fixes, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of their owners in a challenging environment. In 1877, London nomads travelled with adapted wagons, living off seasonal work while preserving ancestral traditions. This photo captures a vanishing way of life, rooted in freedom and survival amid a rapidly changing world. A family poses for a wedding portrait in Korea in 1910, dressed in traditional attire. The image reflects customs of arranged marriages and detailed ceremonies that shaped social life during the era. A man in the 1890s Greenland carefully cares for his wife's feet, captured in an intimate photograph by Robert E. Peary. The couple's bond and mutual support highlight the human spirit's endurance in the harsh Arctic environment. A grocery store clerk in Tallahassee, Florida works behind a classic cash register in 1962. This snapshot of daily life shows the evolution of retail before the digital age transformed commerce. Teenage boys at Hermosa Beach, California, tossed their friend Norma Baker into the air in 1948. Captured by Life magazine's John Flora, the scene radiates youthful energy and joy in the post-war years. A woman in the 1920s proudly poses with her motorcycle, defying social norms of the time. Female riders like her paved the way for greater inclusion in sports and automotive culture. A Soviet zookeeper showers penguins with water from a watering can in 1930. This unusual scene illustrates early efforts to care for captive animals using simple methods to mimic natural environments. A boy hugs an elephant's trunk at the London Zoo in 1958, capturing a rare moment of connection between human and animal in an urban setting. The 1930 photo of a house standing beneath the Statue of Liberty shows how the monument was part of daily life for nearby residents, symbolizing freedom and opportunity. At a dairy school in Canada in 1927, students learned milking techniques using cow mannequins, highlighting practical agricultural education before mechanization. The notorious Most Beautiful Legs contest in Paris in 1948 drew large audiences as judges assessed posture and symmetry. The event reflected post-war fascination with beauty and glamour. The iconic 1932 image of construction workers having lunch high above the streets on the unfinished Empire State Building shows the bravery and balance required to build America's tallest skyscraper. The Spanish flu pandemic in 1918 forced families to adapt, as shown in a photo where a family wears masks, even their cat is protected, illustrating early efforts to curb contagion. A young woman in Deadwood, South Dakota in 1875 is captured in a rare portrait. Deadwood's ties to the Wild West and the Gold Rush era make the photo a window into a lawless and rugged past. The 1940s photo of a couple dancing swing captures the infectious energy and hope during a decade marked by war and social change. In 1922, Charlie Chaplin and Anna Pavlova posed together, uniting two artistic icons from vastly different worlds, film and ballet, in a timeless photograph. Children playing a traditional Inuit game in Alaska in 1965 launch each other into the air using a stretched animal skin trampoline. The game highlights cultural traditions and communal fun. The Great Flood of Paris in 1910 transformed the city as the Seine overflowed, turning streets into canals and changing daily life for residents. The rugged cowboy leaning against a wooden fence in New Mexico Territory in 1887 embodies the lonely and unforgiving life of the frontier. His hat tilted low and boots caked in red dust speak to the harsh realities of the Old West. Loggers hauling giant spruce logs with a team of horses in the Cascade Mountains in 1905 highlight the importance of timber extraction for construction and regional growth during that era. A man poses with a small donkey in his lap in the 1910s, an unusual and affectionate scene that contrasts with the formality typical of photographs at the time. The Southwest Expressway, now known as the Stevenson Expressway, opened in 1964 amid heavy traffic, signaling the growing challenge of urban congestion in America's expanding cities. A couple dances swing with acrobatic moves in the 1940s, celebrating an era when energetic rhythms provided an escape from the trials of war and economic hardship. The Soviet Flying People ride at Gorki Park in Moscow, 1937, featured 6 swings offering 180-degree arch flights. This rare amusement captured the thrill and imagination of visitors during a politically restrictive time. The 1989 photo of Lou Ferrigno as Sinbad in Sinbad of the Seven Seas showcases his strength and charisma as he took on adventurous roles beyond his famous portrayal of the Incredible Hulk. At a dairy school in Canada in 1927, students used cow mannequins to practice milking techniques, illustrating hands-on agricultural education before widespread mechanization. A family enjoys a summer drive in a compact Fiat 500 in Italy in 1967, capturing the spirit of mobility and simple pleasures during the post-war economic boom. Men in Harlem in 1940 listen intently to the radio, a device that brought news, entertainment, and connection to their community during a time of great social change. The Panama Canal, under construction in 1913, was a monumental project that forever changed global maritime trade by connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. In 1937, a Japanese street vendor carried an impressive load of goods through busy city streets, reflecting the resourcefulness of small merchants during a time of rapid modernization. A photograph of a boy smiling as he receives a new pair of shoes at an Austrian orphanage in 1946 captures the innocence and hope that sustained many through the hardships of post-war recovery. At the Guinness Brewery in Dublin around 1910, barrels of beer were stacked high, highlighting the city's historic brewing tradition and the industry's importance to the local economy. In 1930, a daring construction worker dangled from a crane while building the Empire State Building, a striking image of courage and determination that helped shape New York's skyline. The iconic photograph of construction workers having lunch perched on steel beams high above New York City in 1932 immortalizes the bravery of those who built America's tallest skyscraper during the Great Depression. Robin Williams, known for his irreverent humor, dressed as a cheerleader in 1980, engaging in sporting antics that showcased his quick wit and infectious energy. A young woman biker in the 1920s defied gender norms by taking to the open road,
paving the way for female inclusion in both motorsports and motorcycle culture. The 1948 photo of teenage boys tossing their friend Norma Baker into the air at Hermosa Beach captures the playful spirit and youthful energy of post-war America. A Soviet family watches President Ronald Reagan's New Year's message on December 31, 1985, symbolizing a moment of tentative dialogue amid Cold War tensions.